Hello all, welcome to LearnQAEasy. So in this video, I'm going to talk about module number 4 from manual testing. So today class agenda is I'm going to discuss different functional and non-functional testing techniques. As I told you before, if you want to see complete course content, go to learnqaeasy.com webpage and click on this manual testing. Here you can see module wise topics. Okay. So in last video, we discussed what is functional testing and what is non-functional testing and what is usability testing, right? So mainly we divided our system testing into 3 types. What are they? Usability, functional, and non-functional. Right? So what is usability testing? Usability testing means we are going to verify the usability, how easy to use. You are going to verify under usability testing. So let me give some examples. Okay. For example, there is one application. This is the scenario. I'm going to register to this application. First I should give my personal information like my first name, last name, and my address. Then click on next button. You can reach page 2. Here you should give your hobbies. Okay, so and so hobbies. Then click on next. You can reach next page. Here you should write about yourself. Okay, about yourself. Then click on next. You can reach final page. Here you will get successfully registered or something, some message. So this is the scenario. Okay, so is there any usability issue? Everything looks good, right? But as an end user, right now I'm writing about myself here. Okay, all of a sudden I came to know that I want to add one more hobby. I want to go back. How can I go back? There is no back button, right? So there is no usability. There is no user friendliness here, right? If there is any back button over here, easily user can go back and move forward, right? So these type of issues, for example, maybe you guys install Chrome in your machine, right? Chrome browser. Okay, so with Chrome browser, how to install and how to use Chrome browser, there is one documentation. Google is providing some documentation. Anybody is read that document before? No, right? But without reading any documentation, how can you understand how to install? So the screens are navigating you. Next, next, next. You have to accept terms and conditions. Then only the next button will be from disable to enable mode, turns to enable mode, right? Everything is usability. Okay, so under usability testing, you need to verify how friendly, the application, how easy to use. So basically there is no specific requirement for usability testing. Okay, but while you are verifying the application, think like end user. If you feel some difficulty, you don't know, you missing how to move forward, how to go back, or if you feel okay, if something logout link is, if you display directly, that would be better. Whatever you feel, just you can report as a issue. If it is valid, then they will consider, and in the next releases they may add the requirement. So this is usability testing. I hope you guys clear. Then the next, functional. What is functional? Functional testing means verifying the external behavior of the application. Okay, to verify the external behavior, you should learn some techniques. Okay, why we need to learn techniques? Is it really important? For example, I am giving some bricks, some sand, and some cement, and I said construct a small wall, model wall. Okay, you can try, right? You can try. something like this. I'm giving same material to some technician. He's also constructing one wall, but what is the difference? The wall looks very pretty good, and with clear measurements he can construct, right? Because he know the technique. If you know the technique, easily you can test the application, right? So that's why you should learn technique. So first technique is GUI, graphical user interface testing. Okay, what is user interface? User interface means the screens, the application screens. That is user interface, the interface between you and application, the screens. What are the graphics present on the application screens? Buttons, links, text, color, paragraphs, images, everything, all are graphics. So as a tester, first you should verify all the screens, means by using graphical user interface technique. Okay, for example, this is my application screen. Okay, welcome to Gmail, username, password, and account ID. Then login. Okay. So by using graphical user interface technique, verify this. Okay. So are you able to find any bugs over here? If I'm verifying this screen, okay, let me highlight the bugs. Welcome to Gmail. G should be capital. Okay, username, edit box, password, edit box. See, account ID. Edit boxes are not aligned properly, and all the edit boxes not in same size. Okay, and login. Text is coming out from the button. Account ID, spelling mistake. See how many bugs? So as a tester, while you are verifying the application screens according to the client requirement, and beyond that, spelling mistakes, minimum standards, you should verify. Okay, all the alignments, colors. For example, what is the color of Bank of America? It's a blue and red, right? What is the color for Walmart? It's a blue. What is the color of Target? Red. See, by using color, we are identifying the client. I mean, some business, right? So color also very, very important. Okay, you need to verify all the colors, images, text, spelling mistakes, alignments, everything under graphical user interface testing. Okay, let me give you another example. For example, here, hello Ravi, how are you? Okay, he likes something. Is there any mistake over here? Is there any mistake? See, hello Ravi, how are you? There should be some space. Okay, minimum English standards also very, very important, because who is writing the code? Who is writing this text? Developer. Developer also human being. He do mistakes. So that's why we need to find out all the graphical user interface bugs by using GUI technique. I hope you guys clear with GUI technique. Okay, then the next technique, just a second guys. Okay, the next technique is BVA, boundary value analysis. What is boundary value analysis? Generally, what is the meaning of boundary? Boundary means the limitations, right? Some limitations. If there is any limitations in the requirement, then you go with boundary value analysis technique. So usually where we can see boundaries in the requirement, user name should be 9 to 12 characters length only. This type of requirements. Usually you can see in the passwords, usernames, and other somewhere, right? Phone numbers, fields. If there is any limitations like this, boundaries, then you go with boundary value analysis technique. Okay, how you can check this one? Some guys can check first, they will check with 8. It should not accept. Then then 13. They can verify like that. But here you should follow some rules. Okay, what are the rules? Minimum, maximum, minimum plus 1, maximum plus 1, minimum minus 1, maximum minus 1. These 6 rules you should implement while you are verifying the boundaries. Okay, so what is the minimum value here? It's a 9. What is the maximum value? It's a 12. 9 plus 1, 10. 12 plus 1, 13. 12 minus 1, 11, and 9 minus 1, 8. Okay, so you should verify with 9 characters. It should be pass. Then 12, it should be pass. Plus 10, it should be pass. It should be fail. It should be pass, and it should be fail. See, we are covering all the boundaries, right? So you should implement these 6 rules while verifying boundary of the requirement. Okay, boundary value analysis. So you can ask me, Ravi, is it really important, boundary value analysis technique? Okay, yes, of course it's important. For example, 9 to 12 characters length is the requirement, right? If the developer is giving greater than 9, it accepts only from 10 to. If he is giving less than 9, it accepts from 0 to 8 also. So what is the correct expression? Greater than or equal to 9. Okay, he may do some mistakes, right? Okay, that's why we need to verify. And according to real time, just I will give you one funny example. For example, while taking car insurance, okay, car insurance, we will give a phone number, right? Phone number. So what is the requirement for phone number? It should accept only 10 characters. That is the requirement, boundary, right? 10 characters. But unfortunately, okay, we didn't test it properly. It's accepting more than 10 characters. More than 10 characters. So I'm giving my phone number like 0091 9966 200 200. It's accepting. So how many characters? 10 plus 4, total 14 characters it's allowing. So there is no issue. My insurance got approved, everything is fine. All of a sudden met with the accident. Okay, so immediately what I will do, I will call my insurance people, right? They don't ask you what is your insurance number. They don't ask you what is your name. They will ask you register phone number. I am saying my phone number is 9966 200 200. They are saying sorry, it's not matching with any phone number. See, due to this bug, who is affecting? The end user is getting affected, right? So this is the importance of boundary value analysis. You should verify boundaries very careful. Sometimes it leads to many problems. I hope you guys clear with boundary value analysis. Then ECP, equivalence class partition. So class partition, what is class? Class means a group, right? Class means a group. So pick 9th class. All the student belongs to 9th class, right? 10th class, all the students belongs to 10th class. That is group. Equivalence class partition. So what I am going to do, I am going to partitioning my requirement into equal classes. Okay, so don't get confused. Let me explain. For example, this particular insurance policy for 25 to 55 age group. Then how can you verify? First, you will start with 25th age, 26, 27, 28, 28 up to 55. So how many times you are verifying? 30 times, right? 30 times you are verifying, and it should not accept 0 to 24 and 56 to 100 also. So total you are verifying this requirement how many times? 100 times. So this is called waste testing. Okay, dirty testing. You never verify requirement like this. Okay, to avoid this dirty testing, unnecessary steps, what I'm going to do is I'm going to implement ECP technique here. Okay, let's see how to implement. The requirement is 25 to 55, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to, as I told you, equivalence class partition. So I'm partitioning the requirement into equal classes. 0 to 24 one group, 25 to 55 one group, 56 to 100 one group. As I told you before, 9th class, all the students belongs to 9th class. So verify with any value, it should be pass. Verify with any value, it should be fail. Verify with any value, it should be fail. So randomly pick some values and verify. So instead of 100 steps, I am finishing my testing in 3 times. Right? So this is the use of equivalence class partition. Some guys can ask me, Ravi, what is the, I didn't understand the exact difference between boundary value analysis and ECP. Guys, in boundary value analysis, you are verifying the boundaries. Here you are splitting the requirement into equal classes and you are verifying the group. That is the difference. Okay, I hope you guys clear. So let me give you one funny example for better understanding. Okay, username should accept alphanumeric. Okay, so alphabet means A to G, numeric means 0 to 9. So A, B, C, D, E, F up to 26 characters you need to test, and 0 to 9 10 times you need to. So total 36 times you need to verify, right? No, avoid that dirty testing. Simply what I will do is Ravi's 7809. See here, it's accepting A, accepting G, between A to G random values, 09 between random values. So instead of 36, finished my testing in one step, right? So that is the use of ECP, equivalence class partition. Okay, the next technique is negative testing. So what is negative testing? What is the use? Why we need to test negative? Okay, let's see. For example, log into the application, username, password and login button. Okay, I'm giving my username and password and clicking on login button. Okay, user able to log in. There is no issue. So this is called positive testing. This is called positive testing. Then the next negative means intentionally give invalid data and verify application response. Okay, so how can I verify negatively? So enter invalid username and invalid password, then click on login button. Nothing is happening. I'm not able to log in. It's not showing any error. Is it make any sense? So the end user will affect, right? The end user will affect. So that's why we need to conduct negative testing. Enter some invalid data and verify application is properly responding or not. How application will respond? By giving some error message, right? So it should throw some error message. So that's why we are calling it as error guessing also. Okay, so here please enter valid username and password. Error should be thrown. That's important here. So that is called negative testing. Intentionally we are giving invalid data to verify the application response. So positive testing is important or negative testing is important? Both are important. Okay, because we don't know how the end user is going to use the application. Okay, so always create positive scenarios according to the requirement and create some negative scenarios also, and verify in both ways, positive and negative. Okay, then the next technique is security testing. What is security testing? Basically, what is security? Security means if user is doing any unauthorized actions, okay, how the system is responding, you need to verify under security. For example, I'm trying to give 3 times wrong PIN number in my ATM. Then what will happen? The card will be blocked. So that is security, because entering 3 times wrong PIN number is a unauthorized activity. So that's why automatically the system is blocking the card. While you are logging to the internet banking, okay, internet banking, enter 3 times wrong password, then what will happen? The account will be blocked. Again, you need to call customer care people, and you should answer some questions, then only they will release the account, right? So go to Gmail and give 3 times wrong password. Then what will happen, guys? They are going to block your account? No, it will ask you some security questions. It will ask you some, fill some captcha, right? Bank of America application, Gmail also application, but domain is different, security levels are different. So based on your client requirement, based on the domain, the security levels will be different. Okay, so take some web application. Okay, you guys already logged into your Gmail, right? So do one thing, just copy your URL and paste in another browser, something, for example, currently you are using Chrome, then paste in some Firefox browser. Then what will happen? Again, it will ask you for the login, because URL security. Okay, if it is opening direct inbox, there is no security. Okay, so that is called URL security. URL security. Then session. So what is session? So usually I'm trying to open my Yahoo account, okay, yahoo.com web mail or something. Okay, so this is application server. Through web I'm hitting my application server, right? While hitting the server, my application will give one session ID, creates one ID. So there is some specific lifespan for this ID. So whatever the transactions you are performing, all the transactions will be recorded under this session ID. Okay, now do one thing, don't do any actions, just leave it your Yahoo account for 10 to 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, if you are trying to open something, or if you are trying to access something, then what will happen, guys? It will throw you one message, your session timed out, please log in again, right? That is session security. Okay, some unauthorized actions, for example, go to your Bank of America site, or some banking domain, after login, go to some pages, then click on browser back button, not back, browser back. Okay, in your browser you can see forward and backward, right? So browser back button, automatically your session will be killed, because browser back button is unauthorized actions for banking domains, because due to security. Okay, so all this comes under security, session security. Okay, and sometimes password security, it's also very, very important. Okay, if user is creating any account, he is going to type some password, right? According to display, it should not display direct words. Okay, whatever the thing you are typing, it should not display, it should display in some star mark or something. And while you are saving this information in database, it should be saved in encrypted form. Okay, encrypted form. And sometimes in some applications we are purchasing some goods, right? So through some e-commerce websites, sometimes you may save your credit card information in it. So the information should be saved in database, and it should be encrypted form. If you are not saving in encrypted form, there is security issue. Okay, password security. SQL injections, for example, usually I mean, you guys know that in our Google there is one option directly you can export or import contacts, right, to Excel. Just keep all the contacts in one Excel and directly you can upload your contacts to your Gmail, right? So that is injection, you are injecting. So sometimes you can inject the data into database through some Excels or something. While you are injecting the data, if there is any passwords or credit card information, some secure information, it should be encrypted and saved in database in encrypted form. If it is not encrypting, there is some security issue. Okay, so it's very, very important. And sometimes while you are accessing web application, cookies. Okay, you know what is cookie? Cookie means some information will be saved in your browser cache memory. Okay, for example, I'm trying to access Yahoo. Oh, every time the page should be load from the server, right? Okay, from the server only, you know, you will get the information. So every time the page should be load from the server. So that's why Yahoo guys, what they will do is the images and, you know, page outer structure, everything they can convert into cookie and they will save in your browser. So next time if you are trying to open the same page, only the content will come from the server, the page will be load from the browser cache. So what will happen? The time, they can save time to load the page. Okay, that's you know, good feature. But sometimes in secured applications, like, you know, in Bank of America, for example, take any banking domain. In banking domain, if they are saving any data like that, it leads to many problems, right? So that's why they will not save any data in browser cache. So as a tester, to clear your cache, browser cache, and, you know, access your application, go back and verify, is there any piece of information saved in cache? If something's got saved, it's not meeting your requirement, it's a bug, major bug, you can report it as a, you know, critical issue. So all these comes under security, like, you know, session security, browser browser cache security, session security, password security, different types of you know, security testing you need to conduct based on your application domain and the client requirement. Okay, then compatibility testing. What is compatibility? Right now I'm using my digital pen to write on this whiteboard, right? Okay, can I use this pen, digital pen, to write on blackboard? No, because there is no compatible between blackboard and this digital pen. I have to write with some chalk piece, right? So that is compatibility, work together. Work together. So for example, something, you know, you guys logged into Gmail, right? Which browser you are using? I'm using Chrome. Someone may use, you know, Firefox. Someone may use, you know, Safari. Someone some other Internet Explorer browser. So user to user accessing same application, but they are using different browsers, right? Different browsers. So if you are changing browser but same application right here, so that's why user may access my application in other browsers, right? So that's why we should give compatibility. User open application in any browser, but the look and feel, the functionality, it should not be changed. Okay, so as a tester, you need to test all the functionalities of your application, based on the requirement. And my client may ask, like, my application users may use Chrome browser and Firefox browser, so both should work. So whatever the test cases you are executing in the Chrome browser, same test cases should test in Firefox also, because that is client requirement. That is called browser compatibility. Okay, you need to verify browser compatibility. For example, let me show you one simple example. Go to this LIC India. Okay, try to log in. See, it will show you some browsers information. Big clients like Gmail, Google guys will give compatibility with all types of all versions of the browsers, but small clients, they cannot give that much support. So that's why what they will do is they will give some up to particular versions. So I think something, yeah, see here the browsers, it's displaying browsers, right? Chrome 44 plus, Safari one or something plus, means below 44 you cannot access this LIC login page. Okay, because they are not giving compatibility below 44 version. Okay, so this is very, very important, browser compatibility. Okay, but right now the developers are very smart. They are developing CS by using CSS, so graphical issues you very difficult to find, but sometimes some buttons may not work, some drop downs may not work, some values may not display, or we guys are using already well tested applications, right? Well browser compatibility tested applications, so that's why you didn't find any issues. But in real time, while in development, you can see a lot of issues. Okay, so that is compatibility, browser compatibility. So not only compatibility, browser compatibility, sometimes you need to verify operating systems and different things. So this is compatibility testing. Then portability testing. Okay, portability. What is portability? Portability means move from one location to another location, right? Usually in real time it's very rare to conduct portability, but let me explain what is portability testing. Okay, so right now my application running on Windows servers. Okay, Windows server. So there is some security issues, we are facing some security issues, so that's why client decided move the application from Windows server to Unix servers, Unix operating system. So moved all the code. So as a tester, you should verify the total functionality again in the new environment because ported, right? So this is called portability testing. Okay, for example, we developed one mobile app for Android operating system, but all of a sudden we got the app very success in the market. So we are planning to release app for iPhone users. So we are changing the environment, right? Means the operating system. Again, you need to verify the total functionalities in new environment. That's is called portability testing. Then recovery testing. Okay, recovery testing. What is recovery testing? If something happened, all of a sudden something happened. Okay, how the system is recovering from that situation, you need to verify. But in real time, it's very difficult to create situations like that. But our code should handle the situations. For example, I'm trying to transfer some amount from my account to my friend's account. Okay, I said I clicked on transfer. All of a sudden my application server down. My friend is saying I didn't receive money, but money deducted from my account. Then where it's gone? Question mark, right? So what will happen? The particular request, whatever the request failed, that will be present in the queue. So there is some feasible, there is some portion like the code will handle that. It creates one queue and all the requests will be present in the queue. Once the application up, first it will check the queue, it will finish all the queue requests, then only it will move forward. So here application, how the system is handling if something happened, something gone wrong, you need to test under recovery testing. But in real time, it's very difficult to create situations for to conduct recovery testing. Okay, then database testing. Database testing or backend testing. So already I told you why we are calling it as backend, because front end is the application screens, middleware is the code and the server, and the backend is the database. So where you can save all the data. So what is the structure of database? The structure of the database is tabular forms. So you can see many tables in the database. So whatever the data you want to save, all the data will be saved in the columns as a rows. Okay, so as a tester, you are not only verifying the application screens and external behavior, you need to verify database also. It's also very important. Okay, why? Because for example, I'm trying to let me give some scenario. I'm trying to create one user. Okay, I'm giving my first name as Ravi and last name as Kumar. Just a second, guys. Don't know what happened, my digital pen got struck. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm giving my first name as Ravi and last name as Kumar. Okay, registered to some application. Okay, registered to some application, last name is Kumar. Registration completed. Now there is one option, like you can search users by giving some search criteria. I'm giving first name as Ravi and clicked on search button. Okay, in my records, whatever the result I'm getting, I'm seeing two Ravis, two records. Registered only one Ravi, but I'm seeing two times. Why? Some guys can say, like maybe other testers may created same same date with same data, same user. Okay, so you cannot justify by just verify the screens. Immediately log into your database and verify the table what happened. Okay, so I'm writing some query like select star from so and so, or select username Ravi, something some query I'm writing. I came to know that this particular Ravi, automatically the system will give some ID 123 and I'm giving ID 123 to same. So what happened here? The system is creating duplicate users. When you will come to know, go back to the database and verify, then only you will come to know, right? So database testing, how can you do that? How can you do the database testing? So go to the database and fire some queries, retrieve the data and verify. So that's why for tester, SQL is very important. You guys should learn SQL. Okay, no need to learn in-depth like procedures and all the stuff. Just basic up to joins, it's mandatory. Okay, because every time you need to go back to the database and verify the data. Sometimes some configurations. Okay, you need to change some configurations. How? Go back to the database and do some changes. Okay, so this is called database testing. So module number 4, functional testing techniques and non-functional also. GUI testing, boundary value analysis, equivalence class partition, error guessing and native testing, backend testing or database testing, compatibility testing, security testing, portability testing, configurational testing and recovery testing. So these are the techniques covered under module number 4. If you have any questions in techniques in this in this video, you can send mail to this email ID learnqaeasy@gmail.com, or if you want to enroll with any further Selenium trainings or further batches, directly you can contact these numbers. Thanks for your time. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.